Learning to edit can be daunting, especially when you have no idea where to start. In fact, flashback 10 years ago, I was just a wannabe editor using Windows Movie Maker to make crappy videos like this.
This is actually so cool, like, guys, I'm vlogging!
I know. But flash forward to now, I'm a professional freelance video editor who's worked with several big clients, generated over 50 million video views, and made some decent money from editing as well. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step framework that will teach you how you can go from editing beginner to pro, as well as give you all of the editing insights that have taken me years to learn, so you don't have to waste the time like I did. Before you even begin to edit, you'll need to choose what editing application that you intend to master. There is no right or wrong editing software because it will all depend on your budget, computer capabilities, and personal preference. Some good beginner-friendly apps are CapCut, Filmora, or Wondershare, but if you plan on taking editing a little bit more seriously, I'd probably recommend researching into apps like Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or my personal favourite, Premiere Pro. Everyone should know that I'm an Adobe girl by now. Now we have our software, it's now time to master the basics. Remember that a tree is only as strong as its roots and its foundations, so don't rush getting to grips with the fundamentals of editing. The first step in the basics is to understand your editing app's interface. Spend some time just trying to familiarise yourself with the layout, tabs and buttons. Don't worry if you don't understand the functions of these though, because it's going to make a lot more sense when you actually come to edit. Next, we'll need to focus on learning the basics. This includes things like creating sequences, cutting unwanted sections, adding audio, exporting, and so on. To guide you through the basics, I've created a plan that will allow you to focus on different elements each day so that you can structure your editing sessions and build your skills as you go. This guide, along with all the other resources that I mentioned in this video, will be linked in the description below if you wish to check it out. As with any new skill, I'd recommend blocking out time in your schedule so that you can fully focus on learning the basic concepts. You can learn by trial and error, but YouTube tutorials are going to serve like a great tool here to help you learn quicker. So I'd recommend watching walkthrough or breakdown videos that are software specific so that you can watch and learn from other people, and you've got those videos to keep referring back to if you get stuck. Now that we've nailed the fundamentals, it's time to build on the basics by learning more advanced editing concepts like keyframing, colour grading, transitions, and so on. In the last stage, we were merely just getting going with editing, but now it's time to get good. The easiest way to learn more advanced editing concepts is by recreating well-edited, engaging videos. For example, think of your favourite creator. For me, it's probably going to be Ali Abdaal. Now pick a specific video of theirs that resonates with you or that you find visually interesting, and then pick it apart frame by frame. Take note of every cut, animation, music shift, sound effects, piece of B-roll, literally everything. Make a note of it and jot it down. Once you have this, you can then replicate the sequence for yourself to learn how the video was edited piece by piece. Don't worry about perfectly recreating the video. The goal here is just to understand the core principles behind the edits, like the rhythm, the timing, and the transitions, and how they're all included in for effect. After recreating a few videos, you'll then start to develop your own editing style, combining elements from various different creators and making them uniquely your own. The thing is with editing, a lot of it is about imitating first and then innovating later when you've finally got the skills in order to do so. But as with the basics, I've also created a plan for you to follow in order to practice some of the more complex editing tricks. So if you have literally no idea where to start, a link to that will be in the description as mentioned before. Now that we have some editing skills, it's now time to learn the editing language in which we can use them. Editing can be seen as a technical task, but there is a psychology behind it that all stems from storytelling. It's great if you can edit a visually engaging videos with fancy transitions and cool effects, but if your video doesn't convey a story, message, or any value, then what's going to be the point of even watching it? To learn how to implement storytelling in your edits, I'd recommend consuming content like the Editing Podcast, or watching how filmmakers like Dan Mace, Kelsie Neistat, or The Life of Riza, I'm not too sure how you pronounce that, but just by watching their videos, you'll get an idea of how they craft their videos into something that is of meaningful value. By learning how others tell stories, this will ultimately make you a better editor because you'll then start to edit with a lot more purpose and not include random assets and effects and transitions just for the sake of it. After breaking down and replicating some of your favourite videos, it's then time just to keep practicing. Try and branch out into different formats and different niches. So say for example, if you've mainly just focused on short form videos, try edit some long form content or a music video or a documentary, because this editing experience is going to make you a lot more versatile and you'll ultimately find what you enjoy editing throughout this process as well. But I hear you ask, where do you find footage in order to practice? Well, when I was learning, if I didn't already have my own footage, I would use stock footage sites like Pexels, Pixabay or Pond5. Alternatively, some other examples that you could also try are Edit Stock, Cover, Storyblocks, Envato Elements. The list literally goes on, there are so many out there. But if you're feeling that extra little bit cheeky, then some creators or businesses ask editors to do a trial as part of their hiring process. So from this, you could essentially take their raw footage that they supply in their job posting and use that to practice for yourself. Whilst practicing, you'll probably find that you're using the same effects and features over and over and over and over again. So now is the perfect time to develop presets and shortcuts. Not only will these help you reduce repetitive tasks, but it will also make you a lot more efficient, meaning that you'll save a ton of time, and you have to remember that time is money at the end of the day. So if you catch yourself doing any movements with keyframes, save it as a preset. If you color grade a clip and you particularly like the look of it, then create a LUT from it. Or if you create a little animation in After Effects, save it as a Moga so that you can use it in Premiere afterwards. It's all about doing those little things that you're going to thank yourself for a little bit later on down the line. And if you don't want to create your own, then you'll be able to find loads of free presets and transitions online that you can download and incorporate into your edits. And here is a list of some relevant sites online where you can get some freebies for different software. If I'm going to be honest, then I have to admit that I started creating presets and shortcuts so late into my editing journey. And looking back now, I feel like I've wasted so much time not doing it. So if I was to start all over again, I would definitely be more conscious of this and save myself the hassle. So if you take anything away from this video, then please develop presets and shortcuts sooner, because I promise you, you will thank yourself later. Okay, so by this point, you should be a pretty solid editor. But now what? Well, if you wanted to learn how to edit to produce your own videos, then great, you're all done here. Just make sure to like and subscribe on the way out. But I have a sneaky suspicion that a lot of you will be wanting to learn video editing as a side hustle so you can make a little bit extra money. And if that is the case, then this next stage is going to be for you. If you want to monetize your editing skills and sell your services, then you'll need to create a portfolio to attract clients and show off the best of your creative work. To do this, I'd recommend creating your own website or landing page, which includes your favorite videos that you've made. If you don't have any money to pay for a domain or a website, then you could use other platforms like Card, Adobe Portfolio, or use YouTube or Google Drive to upload your best work. Having said that though, I would always recommend that editors use their own website where it's possible, because this is just going to make you look a lot more professional and make you look a lot more legit. Once you've built a portfolio, you'll then need to craft an offer to leverage your editing skills. Before even thinking about what your offer should be, you'll need to address who your ideal client profile is and what content they are producing. Is it travel YouTubers, fitness business owners, lifestyle influencers, gamers, streamers, TikTokers, ASMR artists? The list is literally endless. After you've pinpointed who your ideal client is, you can then tailor your offer to address their pain point. Your example offer could be that you help personal trainers build their personal brand by creating data-driven, short-form content to help them book more clients and save time so they can focus on their business. It's worth noting that your portfolio is going to need to support your offer. So if you want to target fitness coaches, then you're going to need some fitness-based content in your portfolio, as this is going to help clients gravitate towards you because they're going to understand what kind of content you can create for them if you were to potentially work together. But if you want to learn a little bit more about how you can land video editing clients, then I'll leave a link up here to a video that I made a while back that covers this topic a little bit more in depth. But there we have it, a step-by-step framework that you can follow to help you learn video editing from scratch. If you found this video helpful and fancy joining the Fever Days gang, then consider subscribing for more content based around video editing and content creation. And if you happen to have liked this video, then YouTube recommends that you check out this one next. But that's all from me today. I'm going to leave you to it because I've heard you've got some editing to do. So until then, I'll catch you on the flip side.